what an incredible sense of liberty, bro. I
Yeah.
can go where I want in a foreign made car, but it just made me think like I'm out here, dude.
Yeah.
I got
No.
off that hell island where you could only get pistols and Uzis.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the GTA Every Mission podcast. I am Henning Fogg. I am joined, as always, by my good buddy TPG.
Good to be here, bro.
How's it going, man?
We're making progress here in GTA 3, dude. I'm feeling great, dude.
That's
The
fantastic. That's all
Callahan,
you
the
could ask for.
Callahan, the Callahan Bridge has been fixed.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but that's a good teaser for where we wind up at the end of this stretch of missions we're going to talk about today. So, where last we left off, we'd blown up some fish processing plants for our boy Tony, aka Michael Madsen. And now we are back in the Salvatore Leone track doing some last minute work for the Italian Mafia. It feels, Tim, like we are closing in on the end of our time in this particular borough of Liberty City. Does that feel correct to you?
Yeah, I'm getting starting to know these streets. I'm getting pretty fond of the street that
Hmm.
has construction on it. It has basically two holes in the pavement
Right. This is in the Little
and
Italy area.
and scaffolding. Yes,
Uh-huh.
literally where the men in black
What?
frequently are.
Sure. What is it that you like about a pothole covered street? That's not good for driving, man.
I like it that it's a known landmark.
Okay.
It's on the way to eight ball.
Yep.
So it's like it's like a little bit of a challenge, outside of like, oh, I can, it's easy to just run over everyone and everything, but dodging large holes in the street is a completely different business. And now that I'm pushing that Mafia Sentinel, bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
my driving is good enough that I might return to that drag race that I
Okay.
cannot beat. But I
You
don't know if I'm ready for that yet, dude.
In a Mafia Sentinel, I think you're ready for anything. I mean, what I'm hearing about this street is that you appreciate both the challenge of navigating these potholes and maybe also something that is incentivizing you to slow down and really appreciate your surroundings.
It just makes me think about eight ball, bro, my man.
All right. Well,
But
we're getting back to a character who, by your own admission, you do not like, and that's a guy by the name of Joey Leone, the Don's son. So, first mission we're going to talk about today is called the Getaway, and it is given to us by Joey Leone, Michael Rappaport. We show up to his auto body shop. He's working on that dune buggy as always. He has been working on this thing for the last 4 days, 5 days. He's never going to stop working on it. But
so let's
he
talk a little bit about this Doom buggy deal. I want to talk a little bit about payoff here.
okay.
What's going on with this dune buggy? I don't necessarily associate New York as a dune buggy town.
No.
I would think
No.
that'd be more of a Los Santos thing, unless they're like going out to the Hamptons and ripping shit up.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out like, will there be a payoff to this dune buggy? Is this our Chekhov's gun? He's been working on it. They make a point to show it. If you know, don't tell me. But now I'm starting to think like, is this thing like a metaphor for his father, or like his failed connections to the larger mafioso scheme?
Right.
Because this dude is under a car. Every other mafioso we see is in an incredible minimalistic house,
Hmm.
with a pill popping girl friend, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They've all
Or
got pretty
like,
much the same setup.
but he doesn't have that setup.
No, he's a working man for all intents and purposes in his auto body shop. I love what you're bringing to the table here. I think that there's definitely some rich like great American theater stuff to be mined from the dune buggy being a metaphor for his relationship to his father or the mafia in general. I do not know if there's going to be payoff the likes of what you're describing, but now I'm really hoping there is.
Yeah, I need that little setup, dude. Don't think I didn't notice some of this shit.
Listen,
Uh,
we this podcast is breaking down the narrative and thematic concerns of the Grand Theft Auto universe, so we got to get into the fucking weeds on everything, and if it
I've seen
means
Bamboozle, bro. I'm familiar with Rappaport, dude. I know
yeah,
what's going on here.
sure. And he's delivering just like he did in that 2001 Spike Lee comedy.
I saw
And
Bamboozled in the theater, dog. My parents took my entire
wow,
family to see that shit.
that is some serious film cred for a young white kid from the suburbs.
Um, yeah, this mission. So he
We
basically tell us the mission because
Yeah,
I
we
got a
have
lot
not
of
even we
thoughts here.
haven't we need to do better as far as just actually like telling you what the missions are. Joey has some friends, they're hitting a bank, they need a driver. That's it. It's called the Getaway. You're the getaway driver. There. Two sentences. We've unpacked the entirety of the mission.
Love this mission, dude.
Really?
Easily the most like in some ways baseline cinema, not necessarily action movie, but
Uh-huh.
cinema. Like you got the dudes in the black suits, multiple dudes, you
Right.
know. I had a delightful moment here where I pulled up in a two-door to pick them up from their house.
And that was not good
And
enough for them.
no, they're like, go get a bigger car. They're not sardines, you know. Love that.
Sure, because we got not one, not two, but three mafioso that we are ferrying to the bank.
Yes. And it's hard to know if your cinematic vocabulary is limited or accurate in the sense
Okay.
that you have dudes with big guns going into a bank wearing suits. Are we talking about heat here?
We're talking
You know,
about um why am I blanking on this? Point Break.
yes, Point Break. Although Point Break, I believe in the bank robbery, they're wearing presidential masks.
Yeah, that's a little more cartoonish than the setup that we have here.
So this is like Heat via the way Heat, the Michael Mann classic. You know, who knows when this podcast airs? So it'll probably be more Heat 2 news. The franchise builder. Why does it exist? Everyone wants it to exist, but will
Listen,
it be good? No
yeah,
one
and
knows, you know?
Heat 2 may be borrowing from the Grand Theft Auto franchise, much the same way the Grand Theft Auto franchise borrowed from Heat. All art is cyclical.
Yeah. So these guys get in your car and then you take them up to the bank. You don't see what happens in the bank. You hear a little bit of it and they
Hmm.
come out
Right. We hear
and
some
you
screams and
drive
we hear
away.
some gunshots.
Yes, exactly.
And all three of them
And
do escape from the bank. I was fully prepared for like one of them to come straggling out, holding his like bloody arm in his hands. But you're not, no one's leaving the bank except these dudes. And then you are immediately hit with 3 stars. And what I like about this mission, it's a pretty straightforward, like point A, point B, point
yep.
C mission. It's not mechanically complicated. But what I think is cool here is the way that the game at this point trusts you to know what it means when you have 3 stars on you. There is no indicator. It's like lose the cops and get there. It's like you understand you need to get some police bribes. You need to go to the pay and spray. Like the game trusts you to have figured all that out. And so you had talked at the top of the episode about feeling like you know the streets of Liberty City at this point. And I think that that is baked into these missions where for me I was like, okay, like where do I know I can go and lower my wanted level? And immediately I went to this one alley connecting Chinatown and the red light district. I'm like, okay,
Classic, dude.
1 star,
Drive through a
take it
couple
off.
boxes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know exactly the alley I'm talking about.
I like this mission because this is, as I said, I was talking about one of the big C's, cinema, and now I'm
What are
talking
the
about
other
the other
what are the
big
other
C,
big C's? Christianity?
crime.
Okay.
Crime, dude. This is just a classic crime simulator mission. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this isn't like driving around the boss's wife or driving around Misty, you know what I mean? Or picking up some shisty lawyer so we can get ground up in a dog food thing with that side quest. This is just get the guys have guns, the guys rob a bank, and then get out of there.
Right.
And I respected that, you know. I knocked this off on the first try, bro.
That's
I got the
fantastic,
police
man.
medallion, pay and spray. And after that, I got the pay and spray. You know what I got?
What'd you get?
The payday, dude. This is a pretty good haul. I was pretty happy with this payday. I got a good
Yeah,
30 G's off of
30
this.
G's is pretty solid. It does feel like we've hit a bit of a ceiling recently. I think we've topped out around 30 G. Apparently, I learned this afterwards. I am assuming based on the fact that you got $30,000 that all of the mafia soldiers you were driving around survived. If if several of them die, that fee gets knocked off. So you get $10,000 per surviving mafia soldier.
Really?
Yes.
How could they die? Like in the shootout or something?
I don't know. Let's say that you stop and like the cops are on your tail and you're like, you know what? Let me just, I know that you're not going to do this, but I'm not above it. Let's say I stop, I kill some cops. The mafia guys get out, they back me up, and they wind up dying in the shootout. That's $10,000 right there. I can't afford that. Um, so yeah, I had all of them survive. I was very happy with that. And yeah, that's that's about
We
all you
need to
can ask
start.
for
We need
here.
to start. We need to start tracking
For the
fade
payday?
missions. I mean, it's not necessarily about the money, bro. It's about the liberty. It's about
Yeah,
the freedom.
sure.
But I will say, I will put a star next to this mission as being a standout mission so far.
And you appreciated its simplicity. See, I thought for sure that you were not going to like this mission.
No, it was sick, dude. You got the guys in the suits and the guns. They go in, you get it done, dude. And
Yeah.
I didn't think about it as you thought about it, and that like it doesn't hold your hand. Um, but knocked it out quick. Even though I don't like Joey, made the bank. Feeling good, dude.
There is, I will say, outside of the context of the game, there is something satisfying about knocking out a mission and doing it so effortlessly, which, tracks with like the power fantasy of these games where you know what to do at this point. There is not a second's hesitation. And to be able to accomplish this task, in the span of probably 2 minutes, this mission takes, it feeds the idea that you are a rising criminal powerhouse in the city of Liberty.
Exactly, and it speaks to the core idea of the game, of liberty. Like there's
Hmm.
nothing more like F the system that anyone could do. I'm talking in real life and GTA life than robbing a
Uh-huh.
bank.
Yeah,
You know what I
no.
mean?
It's a
Those,
classic American pastime.
yeah, and you know the language of it.
Yeah.
And through movies and through the news. Um, This reminds me, this is an insane tangent, but I remember hearing some story. I'll have to find this in the news where some dude in college like had his friends drop him off at a bank before they went to the movies or something, and then he
Uh-huh.
robbed it and came out. And then after the fact, they were
And
like,
then
"Holy shit, did you rob that bank?"
he's like, "Yeah, but can we just please go watch Drive right now?"
Yeah, it really was like that, dude.
The bank looms large as one of the great criminal promises of this country of ours.
I love it, dude. On to the
All right.
next mission. What do we
On
got?
on to the next. So we have a mission coming up. We finished up with Joey, the mafia boss's son, and we are going to go and check in with his dad, Salvatore Leone, who we last saw getting us to whack one of the lower ranking members of his organization, Curly Bob, right, who had been selling us out to the Colombians. So we're in good with Salvatore. We've demonstrated our loyalty to him over a couple of missions. He seems to like us, and the beginnings of this cutscene kind of bear that out. So we're talking about a mission called Bomb de Base, and it is broken into Acts 1 and Act 2 for reasons that I don't understand, because Act 1 is effectively just a cutscene. In that cutscene, we are told by the dearly departed Frank Vincent playing Salvatore Leone. He wants to hit the Colombians hard, right? But that's going to be a bit of a challenge right now because the mafia is also at war with the triads. We are fighting on two fronts. It is, as PTA would say, one battle after another. So we are tasked with blowing up the boat where presumably the Colombians are
This isn't a
making.
boat. This is like a giant barge. It's a ship.
Yeah, it's a ship. It is a massive vessel. And
Freighter.
freighter. Freighter is the right word. We got there. It is a freighter. It is a freighter docked in Liberty City Harbor. We've seen it many times in our travels through the port of Liberty City.
I've
That's
walked this ship.
You've walked this ship. I remember you had a nice leisurely stroll. We've had numerous encounters in and around this freighter, and now we're gonna
Didn't you
blow.
say there's body armor down there?
There's body armor on the other side of the port, so definitely be grabbing that before part two starts. But part one, all we get is this cutscene. We're gonna blow this boat up, and good news for you, this can only happen with the help of our good friend Eight Ball. So really, this opening act is just an excuse to get us back over to Eight Balls, where he is going to help us out with all kinds of explosive shit. Um,
You're missing a key deet here,
what
bro.
am I missing?
So the concept of a made man is a known thing. I
Uh-huh.
would say. However, with it, whenever the boss is telling you you're going to become a made man, you got to carry that Goodfellas baggage with you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I
Right.
don't know about you, but my rabbit ears went up a little bit, dude.
Uh-huh.
Not because I was looking for reception, but because I was looking for deception,
Yeah,
dude.
good. Good wordplay.
So I was like, okay. And then this dude is like, I don't have enough cash to get it done. So
Uh-huh.
you need to go get cash. And I was
Sure.
like, wow,
A lot of
this is
this
a nice
shit.
house you got,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like, how do you not have 100 large?
Well,
Like, this is crazy.
I think he's house rich and cash poor. A lot of shit is not adding up here. I'm with you that the notion of being turned into a made man after I think just like three conversations with this dude. It's also worth pointing out, I don't want to profile anybody, but I'm pretty sure that the guy that we're playing, our unnamed protagonist, I'm pretty sure he's not Italian. And as far as I understood it, being a made man is contingent in the mafia on you being Italian. I do not believe there's such a thing as a non-Italian made man.
Sounds like you got a script there.
I think we've got a script ready to go. But yeah, none of this shit is adding up. So as we go to see our friend Eight Ball and we start Bomb to Base Act Two, yeah, we learn pretty quickly that this is going to come at a significant cost to us. Eight Ball's got everything he needs on the explosive front. His hands are still messed up all the way from the beginning of the game. It turns out he has not visited the Liberty City Hospital at all to get those checked out. But we need to invest $100,000 in the supplies for this mission. And it's starting to feel a little bit like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, for sure.
So Eight Ball tells us that once we give him the money, and the fact of the matter is, I crunched the numbers on this. If you are strictly playing story missions and nothing else, no taxi missions, no side missions, if you are just doing story missions, by this point in the game, you would have accumulated $205,000. So there is no world in which you don't have this money unless you've just been blowing that on Uzis like crazy.
I mean, what else could you spend money on?
Nothing.
Hookers and guns, right?
Right, but you buy the hookers and then you kill them and take your money back. So I mean
Not
that's
me,
a
bro. I'm a man of honor.
I know you're a man of honor. I think I work harder, not smarter, or work smarter, not harder. So
I do spend a lot of time in the ammunition, bro, just like waiting for the icon to reappear.
shit, man, you're over there like my dad at Guitar Center, just checking out the wares. Um, so we give Ape all this money, hundred thousand
But this
dollars.
is actually fascinating because, like, did the game think that you wouldn't have the money?
I don't know. I I I think that it's more interesting if like there is a world where you don't have this and you suddenly have to scramble for it. It's like, oh shit, like I guess I've got to work for this and I'm
How
gonna
could you
start
have gotten
taking.
this money?
What do you
Taxi
mean?
missions?
Yeah, taxi missions. You make money driving the ambulance around, doing vigilante missions. Like you could make this up for sure.
Could you sell cars?
Yes. You make, I don't know if you've messed around with the import export garage, but that is another money making venture. There's lots of ways to make money in Liberty City.
A lot of ways to make money, not a lot of ways to spend money.
Nope, not a lot of ways to spend it.
So I was very surprised when I got hit with the Bomb the Base Act 1 because I thought it was going to be something more involved than just a quick
Sure, you thought it was,
enter and exit and enter the blue circle.
yeah, yeah, you thought it was going to be a mission.
Yeah, not a mission.
Right.
They just took my cash, dude.
Well, I mean, so what do we make of that? Is there anything to even talk about with how they broke this up? Like why make it act 1 and act 2? What narrative purpose does that serve?
I mean, the only narrative, no, there's no real meat to talk about with it. It's more
Okay.
of a question of what are they, how do they think the game economy works for the player?
Uh-huh.
Like, as you said, if you wouldn't have had to spend like an absurd amount of money
Right.
to
To cut into that $100,000 that you're going to give 8 Ball would have required that you die a significant number of times and pay the hospital, that you purchase, I guess like 30 different rounds of 9 millimeters and Uzis from ammunition. You'd
exactly.
have to be working overtime to lose that money.
It's more about the promise of the cutscene about becoming a made man but more important for me, it's good to see 8 Ball again. Good to
It's
hear
great to
his
see it, Paul.
voice. Good to hear
Great.
that good, my steez guru voice, dude. You
Absolutely.
know?
No, I loved seeing him. I think I can say that he's probably the only person that I really consider a friend in this game.
Damn, that's beautiful, bro. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah. So he tells us, his hands are still messed up, just like they've been for the entire time. And we're gonna have to be the ones to handle the piece. And when I say the piece, I am talking about one of the most hallowed guns in gaming history, and that is the sniper rifle.
Hell yeah.
Every great game has a crucial sniper rifle, and we are finally introduced to it here. The game gives us a little bit of a tutorial for how to use it. It's a little wonky, like I've gotten used to much tighter sniper controls in games over the last 25 years. I accidentally shot 8 Ball in the head when I was trying to figure it out. It went into immediate mission fail and had to start over.
It felt great to see it, even in his weird medically bound up hands.
Uh-huh.
Again, another iconic, not just video game weapon, but I would say American weapon. This is a weapon that probably, a lot of people who hunt, they have a gun that looks like this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I saw this, it made me think about Eight
Excuse me.
Ball as like he's a firearm guy.
Uh-huh.
We knew he was a bomb guy, but now he's a firearm guy.
Yeah, he's got all his bases
How
covered.
long has he had this rifle? Was it his father's rifle? Was it his grandfather's rifle? How old is this thing? It
I
just
I
felt like
love
we were getting a little piece of him. You know what I mean?
No, listen, every cutscene in this game suggests 10 other stories existing right beneath the surface. And we could do an entirely different podcast all about the life and times of 8 Ball.
I mean, I'm into it, dude. So the other delight here is that we get to drive with him.
Yeah. He's riding shotgun. We are heading back to the Colombian freighter at the port. And I think we're going to take some guys out using the sniper rifle, probably from a higher vantage point than we're used to.
I will say, when I rolled up, I did instinctively put my car in his garage, thus turning it into a bomb. And then I got out and I went into the circle, did the money thing, and then got
uh,
back into the car, which did have the bomb in it.
shit.
And I just felt like I was living on the edge. Now I have a question for you. Were
Wait,
you
so
listening to?
you died with the bomb going off?
No, I didn't arm it.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. You didn't go the distance. So we get over there. 8 Ball is going to do his thing. We are told that he's going to follow our lead, right? And so we're going to take the first shot and then he's just going to go. And for the
He's gonna
purposes
go plant the bomb, bro. He's gonna go plant the
he's going to
big
go plant
boy.
the bomb. He's going to hop on this ship and plant the bomb. Um, we are told to find a high perch. And having had some time around that area, I had an idea. There's a staircase that leads up to the top of some building. And it's like, all right, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to be able to pick
It's
off
on
these
the
guys
map,
on the
dude. They
ship.
want you to go to the little purple corner.
It is on the map. There is no blue halo for it. So it's like it's slightly left to your own devices, but just barely. But I think it's hilarious that like once you start firing, 8 Ball's not going to stop moving. 8 Ball is just on an autopilot track to get to the interior of this ship. And so it's
Not only
incumbent.
that, but like the Spank freighter has these Colombians in front of it, and they see you pull up and get out. He
Right.
goes behind a dumpster, and then you go on top of a building and take a gun out, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know what these guys are doing."
Right. It's class of selective memory on the part of video game players with like, you know what, this seems fine. I know that this dude is carrying a sniper rifle, but he's not pointing it at us yet, so we shouldn't consider
Yeah,
him a danger.
there's no one else there.
There's no one else there. It's totally fine. But we take the first shot, and 8 Ball just goes. And so it's
Who'd
like,
you
oh,
shoot first?
the guy to the left of the ramp up to the ship. So there's
Me
there's two
too. Wow,
there's
fascinating.
that
Yeah.
is fast. Beautiful way to start this. There's two guys down there, and then let's say that there's somewhere between like 6 and 7 guys on the ship. There are some very convenient red barrels. We all know what a red barrel means, right?
I'm thinking about the first time I ever sniped somebody in a video game.
Okay. You're going back. The war memories are coming back.
I don't think there was sniper rifles in like 2D games. I don't know how that mechanic would have worked.
Right.
Um, be very interesting to think about the first time a sniper rifle appeared in a game. It had to be in a first-person shooter. I don't think there's a sniper rifles in Wolfenstein.
Sniper
I
rifle
don't
just
think.
just makes me think of that game Silent Scope at the arcade,
Oh, baby,
where
that one
you're
was classic,
I
dude.
it's neither here nor there. We are gunning these dudes down, the Colombians. Eight
And
Ball's
they go
not get
down easy, dude. I,
they
I
do
I thought that like if I hit one in the arm, they would stay alive, but
right.
no, it's like one shot, one kill, the whole thing.
One shot, one kill. And you once you realize that, then you don't need to play it so delicately. I started off thinking like you, I'm like, I gotta get headshots to ensure that these guys are going down. If you shoot these guys in the femur, they die. So you just need to hit them on some part of their body, they go down. And yeah,
I
it's
found these guys were kind of actually camouflaged by the ship.
yeah, they're wearing these like blue and white sort of camouflage vests that don't necessarily stand out a ton against the shipping containers on this freighter.
So, dude, I think you know what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
Tell them
Safe
to me.
space.
Safe space.
This was the hardest mission I have ever played so far.
Okay.
This took me like 6 times to beat this shit. I think I even texted you that this mission was fucking hard. Like I was going at it for a while. I even thought about trying to drive up the plank at
Yeah.
one point.
All right, and just run into these dudes, take them down with your car.
Well, I was like, how much do I need this sniper rifle? Would I be
Yeah.
better off just side by
Sure.
side,
The
Butch
game the
Cassidy
game has
style with you?
right. The game has taught us there are many solutions to these math problems. There it probably doesn't have to involve the sniper rifle. I'm fascinated. So like what was your process? What did you learn on each subsequent run that eventually got you to a successful mission?
The light bulb moment for me was the one shot, one kill thing.
Okay.
Once I realized that I could just go left to right, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, 8 Ball's a wild boy, dude. That dude is just going. Like
He's got a death
he's just
wish.
following a line, and they're just light him up no matter what he does. The
Right.
concept of cover doesn't exist for him,
No.
you know. So they just went left to right, dude. Took out the guy to the left of the gangplank, right of the gangplank. There's a guy to the top left over by the barrels, got him, took out three, took out two more, took out one more, took out one more, and that was it.
But when you finally got to the end of this, you must have felt a staggering sense of accomplishment.
I was, but it was somewhat muted by the somewhat jank graphics of the ship blowing up.
As Eight Ball is sort of shimmying his way off the ship.
Yeah, it was cool with him like shimmying his way out, but then like they clearly, this is an old game. This is over
Uh-huh.
20 years old game. It's
Uh-huh.
almost 25 years old. Like they
Right.
didn't have the animation capacity to the multi-layer ship destruction.
Yeah, yeah.
It just
This
it was like a
ship
splash and it was gone.
yeah, no, this ship basically kerplunks like it's a kid's toy in a bathtub. But yeah, presumably now there's no more Spank in Liberty City, or it's going to be much more difficult for the Colombians to produce it.
So if the last mission we talked about, not bomb the base part one, was Getaway, which
Right.
was also Heat referenced, here you also get a reference to Heat. A lot of people think about Heat, they think about the iconic downtown LA shootout,
Right.
bank robbery
Yep,
scene.
yep.
There is a great scene though when Val Kilmer is in a sniper perch looking out over a deal that goes south, and he is in the Overwatch position. So I thought about that, and that this is in some ways a classic video game mission
Hmm.
that probably was in some ways ahead of its time. You are really working with a partner for actually the first time in this game, where someone else's life is like
In your hands.
dependent on you. Yeah, and
It's in
your
your. It's
ability.
not in Eight Ball's hands because his hands don't work.
Yeah, but you are working as part of a team, and
Yes.
your ability to kill is what is going to get you there.
Yeah,
And
it's not only essential to the mission, it is essential to you keeping your friend alive. And in what limited capacity GTA has to kind of like, you know, make those relationships come alive, whether it's Eight Ball, whether it's Maria, you feel that sense of responsibility. Obviously the mission fails if Eight Ball dies, but it's more than that. And I think that it's worth pointing out.
yeah, it's also, as you said, 8 Ball is our friend.
Yeah. I don't
Not
want
only
anything to happen to him. Yeah.
did he bust us out of jail, but he's the only one that really talks to you like a human. He gives you grenades, he gives you bombs, and now he's giving you a sniper rifle, dude.
Yes. Yeah. Um, just a quick correction. 8 Ball did not bust us out of jail. We were en route to jail with 8 Ball, or we were being transferred from one jail cell to
But
another.
isn't he the encouraging force that tells you to get out the whip? Don't you get in the car with him?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's not completely instrumental in getting us started, but for the record, he did
Put
not
some
bust
respect on
us.
his name,
I'm
bro.
putting
Damn,
the
dog.
I'm putting the most respect on 8 Ball's name, on Guru's name. This is an iconic video game
Doesn't he
character.
give you the flop house?
I yeah, I guess so.
He put
I'm
a
I'm not
roof over your head,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm not. All right, moving on. I'm not trying to take anything away from this man. He is my best friend in the world, and we walk away from this mission with $150,000, but really $50,000 because we spent $100,000 of our own money getting the supplies for it.
That's rough economics, dude. I'm
That's what.
glad you did that
Yeah, listen,
because I definitely
still a
thought
good
it was
reward,
150 G's.
and that's what they want you to think. That's what Salvatore wants you to think, and then you start crunching the numbers. It's like I think that these guys are fucking nickel and diming me.
I, I mean, outside of Sally, they don't seem that rich. I mean, his house is a minimalistic,
Sure. Nicest.
beautiful.
It's the nicest house in Portland, but Portland is the dumpiest section of the entire city. And so it's like, all right, you're the king of a garbage pile.
You also see the interior of his house,
Uh-huh.
not some back porch area. You know what I mean?
He's got a
Or some
piano
like
in there. He's got a library. I think he's got a nice bourbon collection.
mahogany.
There's a lot of mahogany for sure. And we're gonna go back there as we segue into the last mission we talk about tonight for Mafia Don Salvatore Leone. It's called Last Requests. So we show back up there. He tells us he has one last little job for us. And I don't know about you, but much like hearing the expression made man, I think that my alarm bells are starting to go off a little bit. This last job is simply taking a car to the Crusher, right? We're familiar with the Crusher. It's one of our favorite parts of town. And that's it. After this, everything is great. We're gonna have our made man ceremony, presumably at the policeman's hall or somewhere else. Easy enough. But if it smells like a trap and it sounds like a trap, chances are it is a trap. And we get a beeper notification, a
Wait, hold
message.
up. One thing that's interesting about this though is that this mission, after you've been just laying waste to triads and Colombians,
Right.
this is like an Italian situation.
Sure.
Like
We're
this is
cleaning
like
up we're cleaning up an intra-Italian mess. That's not the first time
exactly,
though.
dude.
We killed Curly Bob. Like that was cutting off, one of
Yeah,
our.
but he was a rat. Like this is just like some botched hit. You know what I mean? He says this funny line. He says, "More hysterical Italians wanting less family reunions." Or excuse me, friendly reunions, which I was like, damn, all right, that's pretty funny.
Tim, you're getting
Um,
you're ascribing a quote to the wrong character who I have not teed up yet.
oh, who's that?
That's Asuka, who we wind up meeting after we learn that Salvatore has betrayed us.
Oh, well, that was a great quote. Sorry, I got excited, dude.
Listeners, what you are hearing right now is Tim reading the notes that I took and ascribing quotes incorrectly.
Oh, dude, sorry, I had it on my other thing. Yes, but anyway, I was like, I did not suspect anything, to be honest. I thought
Good.
this was all
All right.
business.
So then this mission is working like gangbusters. If you're like, man, I have done everything that I possibly could for the mafia, and they're gonna make good on their promises. I am their
I
good.
did think it was a little weird that after I blew up a boat, the next thing the game wanted me to do was just deliver a car to.
Right. There's something inherently anticlimactic about that after arguably the biggest mission of the game where you are changing the topography of crime in Liberty City. It's like, hey, go do this cleanup job. I mean, I quite honestly, I'm insulted because I thought at this point I had risen in the ranks far enough that like this shit was beneath me. Like give this to Luigi. I mean, he's not going to give it to Joey because Joey's safe as a Nepo son, but like this is no longer me work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah,
So
okay. So my bad. Before I botch the quote, dude, I'll have to fix that one in post.
we'll fix that in post. But we are teed off by our good friend Maria, right? So using the beeper, which we've come to rely on, the beeper tells us that there's new guns and ammunition. The beeper tells us that we can start delivering armored cars to the docks. And the beeper gives us this message from Maria, which says, this car is a trap. Do not go in the car. Instead, make your way over to the docks, the port, not the docks that we've gotten used to, but a small pier on the northeast side of the island. And I don't know about you, like I took this as gospel, and I did not entertain once that beeper message came
I
in.
never trust the beeper, bro. I immediately continued on and went to the car.
Okay, and did you get in the car?
I did. I got blown up.
Yep, there you go. All right.
It
So,
stays on the map. The waypoint stays on the map.
but you died. I mean, you blew up.
I know, but it's a nice little piece of game design that it doesn't. You could, if you disregard it, if you
Oh,
disregard
you
the
mean the
beeper, and
waypoint for the car?
yeah, the waypoint
Yes.
in the
Okay.
car stays
Yes.
there.
Yes. No, and so you do have a choice. Obviously, once you get in the car and it blows up, you know that there is a correct choice to make. But I do think that there's something great about that being a decision that you have to arrive at.
It's funny. I was thinking, that is a very weird ending to some type of indie short film or some Sundance drama
Well, are you
about
thinking of a
some.
specific Sundance drama?
No, I just mean in general. It's
Okay.
like it's possible that that could be the end of your GTA experience. Like if they rolled the credits after that, you'd
Yeah.
be like, "Damn, it's like that."
It should
Straight
be.
at the end.
No, it do be like that. I hear what you're saying. I there like I think that it would certainly speak to like the themes that we've talked about to this point, you know, the untrustworthiness of all these characters and needing to kind of like make decisions for yourself. We have exclusively been following people's orders for the last 20 missions, right?
Exactly.
Without any pushback. And doing that now leads to our own death. There's something very profound about that.
But after I died in the car
Right. Then you learned your lesson.
and I went back, and this was dope. It was a part of the map that I love. It's when you go down the tunnel, coming out of the city.
Right.
Um,
Right near the Callahan Diner where we got into trouble with the Fiorelli brothers.
yeah, and by the bridge, you go to the right and you go through a little tunnel, and there's a small little beautiful dock there. Actually, quite a nice little part of town.
Absolutely. Had you been there before?
I had tried to
What
lose the heat there.
Okay. See, I'd been there before searching for hidden packages, which I didn't find.
Classic Henning, dude, checking the boxes.
Yeah, that's me. So yeah, I also had some pre-existing familiarity with this nice little dock.
And then Maria's there.
Yep. Maria's there. And she is introducing us to a new friend of hers, a woman by the name of Asuka.
Well, doesn't
She
she tell us that Salvatore? She told Sal that we were an item.
Yeah, so I mean, it should be noted, Maria's a bit of a loose cannon. Maria's just saying whatever. We're like, "What? Why are you telling the boss that we're involved with you?" And she's like, "I don't know, man. I was bored." That's basically the gist of it.
Bro,
So
that's like we had an experience with Maria.
we did have an experience with her.
We
Um,
saved her life, dude.
yeah, listen, that's an unshakable bond, and I think
This
that
isn't Misty here, bro. This is Maria.
no, we're probably never going to see Misty again for the rest of our lives. But Maria is now very much a part of our life, and she's outside of 8 Ball the only person we can trust now.
True. She's also a
Although
little sketchy.
she is a little sketchy. Like she's either still on Spank or heroin from Chico, her drug dealer. Something's cooking there. But this is also the first new character we've been introduced to in a while. Her friend Asuka.
Are they
Uh,
lovers?
it's strongly implied that they have some sort of pre-existing sapphic relationship.
How
Uh,
radical for 2001, dude.
Yeah, listen, they're pushing boundaries left and right. Asuka is Japanese. The game is not alluded to the Yakuza yet, but it's like, all right, in a game full of gangs, probably she's affiliated with the Yakuza. She is played by an actress by the name of Liana Pai, who played, I looked this up, she played 6 different characters across 6 different episodes of Law and Order, including SVU and Criminal Intent. Um,
6 different characters.
6 different characters. So she was in that world for a while. And yeah, she is a vibrant new character. And And then, right after that, we are introduced to a vibrant new vehicle, which is a boat. This is the first boat that we've been on.
Love the boat.
Love the boat. I think it's really kind of cool, and I mean this, that the boat has the same controls as the car. So it's like we've only learned how to navigate cars so far, or buses, or whatever. But it's still L2, R2, R1 for quick brake. And so it's like you just assume that that's what it is. The game doesn't tell you, and you're moving from Portland, the place that we have spent the last 20 missions, and quite honestly, been getting kind of fed up sticking around. And we are then introduced finally, fucking finally, to the next segment of the game, the next location, and it is Staunton Island, right?
This shit was hype as fuck, dude. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Cruising that boat, leaving Portland behind us. Honestly, electric. I drove under the bridge that was still blown up, and that was cool to see it from the bottom. And
Yeah,
I was like,
the much discussed Callahan Bridge.
yes, dude. So that whole thing was just awesome. And I want to
I
talk, I want to walk you through what happened, bro.
please walk me through what happened.
You dock the boat,
Right.
you get a cutscene
Yeah.
where they're basically like, we have to go handle some shit. And you're immediately on your own in this new world. And right out of the gate, dude, when you get there, everything is magic. There's an incredible sports car
Yeah,
just
which we haven't
waiting
seen
for
before.
you.
Brand new sports car, which is the Yakuza Stinger.
The Yakuza Stinger, dude.
Yeah.
And you hop in that whip, and right away you get hit with this radio announcement that the
Uh-huh.
Callahan Bridge has been fixed, the way
Yep.
I started this episode.
Yep. Yep.
And what an incredible sense of liberty, bro. I
Yeah.
can go where I want in a foreign made car, but it just made me think like, I'm out here, dude.
Yeah.
I got off that hell island where you could only get pistols and
No.
Uzis. Granted, in bombing the base part 2, you do get access to an AK from the
Yes.
henchmen.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately, when I was in the nice whip, took a little joyride, listened to Kja. Your prophecy from the past episodes was true. It's becoming my fave.
Great. Love it.
Hit the new ammunition. And the only thing you can spend money on this game, hookers and guns, dude.
Yeah, but now you got some more guns you can pick.
Now you can pick up real guns. You can buy grenades. You got the sniper rifle,
Yeah.
So that wheel, the wheel of time, the wheel of currency is getting full in this new island. And here's the other thing that I'll tell you, Henning, and you know this because, you spent hours worshiping this game in your youth, is I don't know what other islands, what other unlocks there are.
Right. So it's in your imagination right now. But you can almost assume that there might be another one.
Yeah, because I knew that another thing was going to get unlocked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but
But
now I don't know.
you're
This looks like pretty standard New York to me. I'm in the Yakuza Stinger. I could
Well,
buy grenades, dude. I might as well have made it.
we should choose our words carefully. Standard New York, what you're talking about is like we've reached the Manhattan area. This is Manhattan. That you drive around if you passed a place that looks surprisingly like Times Square, right? I'm pretty sure there's a stand-in for my alma mater, Columbia University, at some point in there, which I'm sure you can like shoot co-eds at. But yeah, it's the sense of liberty is potent. To me, what was really interesting, you kind of glossed over it a little bit, but like before you're told by Asuka and Maria to come back later, right? Another thing, Asuka gives you a new safe house. So suddenly we have a new place to hang our hat, right? We don't know at this point what's going on in the island we just escaped. Maybe we'll never get back there. Maybe it's nothing but blue skies ahead on Staunton Island, but we have a warehouse. That garage now can fit 2 cars. Like we are climbing. The effect is we're rising through the ranks. And I see that sort of mirrored in the shot composition as you get off the boat, and it follows you on the dock and then up the stairs to Asuka's apartment building. And all the camera can do is look up. Now there is verticality, right? Portland was this like squat industrial neighborhood. The buildings had no more than like 3 stories to them. It was all just a series of just like gross mushrooms. And here we have skyscrapers. Like to your point,
Yeah,
we
it's
have we
sick.
have the city. And even as you leave her apartment in that new, very fast Yakuza Stinger, like you are navigating different levels of driving. It's not all flat surfaces, right? It's like there's bypasses and freeways and multi-level kind of driving opportunities. It is an inherently more complicated map than Portland so far, and exciting because I think that it is like, I think the game knows, and I think this is what is so smart about GTA in general. Like they know how badly you want to escape the starting area, right? Like there's still plenty of like cool stuff to do there. I think that we probably have a couple of side missions to clean up if we wanted to. Although, very interesting. If you didn't finish the Luigi and Joey missions, you can't return to those anymore. Those are locked out. We finished those, so it doesn't matter. But I like the
Loyal
fact,
every mission
yeah,
soldiers we are.
we're loyal soldiers, or at least we were loyal soldiers. But I like the fact that like there is there's consequence to this game. There are certain things that you can no longer do. But on the same side of that, now there's this brand new city that we can explore, this brand new borough rather. Um, and I feel nothing but possibility for whatever lies ahead.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna leave you with a question
Yeah.
that I want you to ruminate on, and we'll get there at the start of next week's episode.
Okay. What's the question?
New York City, Liberty City, whatever you want to call it. We've finally made it out of whatever the hell Portland was, and now we're in the real deal. I want to talk a little bit about the meaning of New York City, both for movies and entertainment, but also your personal connection to the city. Don't tell us now,
Okay.
but listeners, when we get back next week, I'm a Boston boy who has been to New York at many different stages of my life, so I'm excited to share that. And let's not forget that the Hauser brothers who made this game are British.
Sure. They got an outsider
So
perspective on all
they
this.
got an outsider perspective. And a slight spoiler, Henning did not grow up in the Isle of Manhattan.
No, but we'll save that for episode 8 when we get back to it. Good tee up for great conversations to follow. All right. Until next time. We'll see you then.
Catch me in my stinger.
Adios.